going on? Rob Fish here, BikeBandit.com. Join me as we learn a little bit about, from Scorpion EXO, the brand new T1200 helmet. Welcome back, and thanks always for joining us. For 2015 coming into it, brand new, this is from Scorpion EXO, this is the T1200. A lot going on. When I say technological advances, there was, for instance, and we'll get into it, but the interior liner is now Quick-Wick 3, Quick-Wick 2, very, very famous, and of course the original was Quick-Wick 1. It just gets better and better and better. So this is their flagship touring helmet. And I say touring because it's multifaceted in what it can do and the technology that is inside. What you need to know are a couple basics. Everything is going to be underneath $350. Solids are even down about $330, I believe. And then you get into graphics. For instance, this is the Quattro in a neon red, neon yellow graphic, and a size range in all of them from an extra small through a 2XL. You see right there it says TCT, and that is the technology that gets put into their flagship helmets. So if you look at the VXR 70 off-road helmet, it is TCT. And if you look at the R2000 flagship road racing helmet, that's TCT. And basically what that is, it is a 5-layer build mentality of fibers. You have fiberglass, you have aramidtic fibers, which is kind of like, think Kevlar, and then you have organic polyresins. And the trio, that trio is very, very strong. It's very, very light, and it allows them, by the build mentality and construction, to make it a little bit thinner, saving weight and more comfort on your head while achieving this exact same level of strength. Does it cost a little bit more to do that, to do it that way? Yeah, you bet. But again, how often do you really get to hit your head? Invest in great stuff. So we've already talked about shell construction and what that's made of. Another big facet is ventilation. And this is a kind of a cool thing on what they've done. Where's my little power switch? Okay, so what you have, of course, is down on your chin bar. You have, can't tell if it's up or down, I'm standing behind it, one basic chin vent, right? And what that does is splits it. Half of it comes to you and half of it goes up onto the visor itself. And of course that's the Everclear visor. We're going to talk about that in a second. But what I want you to see is the top venting scheme on this, because this is fantastic. I really, really like what Scorpion has done here, and it was started out clean. I'm going to get fingerprints all over it, forgive me. You have actually two sets of intake scoops. One here, and of course it just works off of a toggle, super easy. And then you have a secondary set of intake scoops. Where is that? Right there. Okay, and then of course you have the exhaust across the back. 3 exhaust vents underneath that one wing. So these two front scoops actually direct air into the helmet, into you as the rider, cooling you right on the top of your head, because where do you evacuate heat off of your body? Off of your spine and off the top of your head. So that directs it right onto you, and the secondary intake scoops actually run air over the exhaust vents on the back, rushing that air out. And again, if you look at that helmet, you look at that profile to it, what's happening back here and why you have ridges and et cetera, there is, by wings on the back, you create a negative effect, like almost a venturi in a vacuum. And so all this is a release of the vacuum, right? And then that's what pulls the air out off the back. Plus, by the way, you have 2 more exhausts down it here. Really, really well done. Vents like a champ. So we were talking about that front vent and how it throws it up onto the visor itself. A couple really, really cool key things about this. One, of course, they call it Everclear, and that is optically correct. It is UV resistant, it is scratch resistant, it is fog resistant, and I think another cool thing, what they've done is the base plates themselves are called Elliptech, and the way that that works is there's actually 7 millimeters of movement to it, and I will show that to you right here. I know I'm moving it around a lot on you, but I want you to see those little springs right there. This has essentially stepped out a little bit from the helmet, and as you bring it down, those springs attack the visor and suck it back against that gasket. So you don't have any penetration of rain. You get a great, very, very silent ride and a good seal from the shield itself to the gasket. Really, really well done, well thought out. Digging it. We're going to talk about Jumping to the inside here, a couple different things. One, you're going to notice the red tabs. That is emergency cheek pads. So in event of use, of course, emergency medical personnel can come up on scene, and the cheek pads literally drop straight out the bottom, and they can lift the helmet straight up off of your head without having to roll it, risking spine injury. Another thing, we talked about Quick Wick 3. Now this is awesome. Quick Wick 3. It is, of course, moisture wicking, and it's antimicrobial, and it's hypoallergenic. But the coolest thing, and it's, I mean, right now it's San Diego, it's early November, and we're like in the middle of a heat wave. I think it's 88 or 89 today. I know, right? The rest of the nation is under snow. We get to ride 350 days a year. If it's cold out, you can actually put your hand on this, and it'll feel warm. And the opposite happens. If it's hot out, you can actually put your hand, obviously, or your face, and against it, and it feels cool. So it's almost a conflicting, opposing temperature mojo going on. It's the craziest thing ever. I took it out of the box, and I'm like, I think my hands are sweaty. No, they're not. You're just touching that Quick Wick 3. You'll just have to experience it for yourself. It's awesome. Coming back in, you'll see, and the camera's going to sneak in, the channel, almost that interface between the cheek pads and the top liner. There's actually a gap. They call it Quick Fit. And for those of you that wear glasses, a lot of the times that is a problem point, because essentially you get pinched on the arms of your spectacles, and that pushes against your head, and that's not comfortable, and that's not sexy. And so what they've done is address it with actual channels, not only in the EPS, which we'll get to in a second, that's the foam, there's a channel right there, and of course in the liners. Talking about EPS, so what you have, of course, we talked about TCT in the outer shell construction. But what really slows your head down in event of crash is the EPS, and that's the expanded polystyrene foam that is on the inside, and it is dual density. So you have a harder layer and a softer layer, and that is what reduces the speed, and it reduces the velocity, but over a longer period of time, because you get the soft and then you get the hard. And again, to extend that time is really what you're looking for. In event of a crash, that is what you're trying to do to avoid traumatic brain injury. Like I said, a lot going on. Told you. Okay, what's this lever? Hey Rob, what's that lever? That lever, of course, that's right, that's SpeedView. Drop-down shield on the inside. Hence T1200, R, Racing, 2000, that's their flagship there. T, Touring. Again, commuters, you can do a lot with this helmet. Very, very versatile. Another thing that adds to the versatility, of course you have that size spectrum, extra small through a 2XL, but I don't know if you caught that, but I'm going to flip the helmet and come around backwards. And I don't know if you can see it, because of course it's going to come with a chin curtain. You catching that little red button right there? That is one of my favorite things when it comes to Scorpion EXO and their helmets. So I've had the opportunity to bandit test, where it's real riders with real gear and real riding scenarios. I've actually gotten to extended review test the R2000 and the VXR70 street and off-road, and the T1200 is no different. It actually has the AirFit system, so it can adjust the cheek pads. There's actually bladders behind the cheek pads, so you can actually snug up your level of chipmunk to obviously fit different faces. So well done, so well thought out. I'm digging it. That's the Quattro graphic in the double neon. Man, if I tell you, if traffic doesn't see you in this, woo! But remember, always ride like you are invisible and that the world is trying to kill you, but you'll be a whole lot safer in a T1200 from Scorpion EXO. Thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the review. Well, there you have it from Scorpion EXO. That is the T1200 brand new coming into 2015. I told you there's a lot going on, and there's a lot of acronyms to remember. TCT, that's the shell construction. Dual density EPS, obviously on the inside. AirFit is the cheek pad. SpeedView is the drop-down visor. Everclear is the optically correct shield going on. Quick Wick 3 is the liner. Quick Fit for your glasses. Fantastic ventilation system, bitchin' graphics, and a smoking deal at a hell of a price point. There's your video review on Scorpion EXO's T1200. Thanks for joining me. If you know you want it, go ahead and add it to your shopping cart now. If your order's over 99 bucks, it'll ship for free. If you have any questions, never hesitate to click on the help button. That'll take you directly to our sales department, and they'll be happy to assist you. You can also email us at service@bikebandit.com, or just pick up the phone and give us a call at 888-339-3888. Once again, we're bikebandit.com, and we love you, so you should like us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel and bookmark us in your favorites. Thank you for your business and enjoy the ride.